The moment my father slid those BMW keys to my brother, something inside me shattered. As he beamed, I realized I'd always been invisible in my own family. That night, I left silently. What they didn't know. I wasn't running away, I was about to fight back and hard. I was sitting at the family dinner table in Burlington, just another quiet night. I was 26, living at home to help out, managing their bills while working full-time at the bank. I had always been the responsible one, the quiet fixer, the one who made things work when they were falling apart. Then it happened. Dad slid a brand new set of BMW keys across the table to my younger brother Evan.
He smiled wide, pride practically oozing out of him.
"You deserve it," he said. My stomach twisted. The car was worth $150,000. Dad didn't even blink. Before I could process the slap of injustice, Mom turned to me. Her eyes were cold, her tone clinical. "Sadie, you owe $1,500 for rent next month." That was the moment. The quiet breaking point that had been building for years. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I finished dinner, helped clean up, and went upstairs. That night, I packed a single bag, took my laptop and a photo of Grandma and left. No yelling, no confrontation. I drove to my boyfriend Justin's apartment. My hands were shaking the whole drive. They thought I'd just take it, like always. They were wrong. 2 months later, my phone buzzed nonstop. Calls, voicemails, messages from Mom. From Dad, even Evan. It was like they'd suddenly realized I wasn't coming back. I ignored them. Then, one morning, I made coffee and sat at Justin's kitchen table. I opened my laptop and logged into the family bank account. As a banker, I'd managed it for years. I paid their bills, coordinated payments, even handled Dad's car insurance. And then I saw it. A transfer of $250,000. My eyes scanned the details. The money had been moved to a separate account 6 months ago. One I didn't recognize. My pulse spiked. Then I remembered Grandma's trust fund. She'd set it up for me when I was 10 for college, for a home, a future. She'd worked her entire life in construction and wanted me to have a leg up. I checked the trust. Balance, almost nothing. I felt sick. The withdrawal history read like a confession. $50,000. Evan's college tuition $30,000. Evan's Europe trip $150,000. Evan's BMW. All gone. I remembered covering Mom's dental surgery $2,000 from my own savings. The electric bill last winter $500. Every month I paid their cable, groceries, phones. I gave up trips, overtime, sleep. And they stole the only thing meant for me. This wasn't just favoritism, it was theft. Justin found me at the table, tears in my eyes, hands clenched around my laptop. I told him everything. He was quiet at first, then furious on my behalf. He placed his hand over mine and said, "You don't deserve this." I nodded. I'm done being their crutch. Grandma had trusted Dad with the fund. I hadn't questioned it. But I remembered her financial advisor from when I was a kid, William. I still had his number. I called him that afternoon. His voice was warm, surprised. "Sadie Scott?" It's been years. I told him everything, how the money had vanished, and Dad's name was on every transaction. William went quiet. "That money was yours," he said. "Your grandmother was very clear about that." He explained that the trust was specifically written for my benefit. And if I suspected wrongdoing, he had instructions to help. He promised to send me the original documents, letters from Grandma, legal notes, everything I'd need to prove it. I felt my spine straighten. I wasn't helpless. I was angry, yes, but I also had a case. Later that week, William emailed me. The subject line read, "From Helen." It was a scanned letter written in Grandma's steady hand. It started, "Sadie, my dearest, this is for you to build a life free from anyone's shadow." She wrote of how hard she'd worked. How she wanted me to study what I loved, to buy a home, to never need to rely on anyone. The money was my start. "If anyone tries to take what's yours," she wrote, "don't let them win. You're stronger than you know." I cried for a long time. The files also included bank statements and emails from Dad. One labeled Evan's Europe trip as essential growth. Another marked the BMW as an urgent family need. It was also deliberate and cruel. I started organizing evidence. I printed everything: statements, emails, trust documents. I highlighted each violation. I knew I needed a lawyer. I researched Burlington attorneys and found one with a reputation for trust disputes. Andrew, sharp, tenacious. I emailed him everything and explained my situation. We met in his office a few days later. He reviewed my documents, looked me in the eye, and said, "We have a very strong case." I exhaled deeply. Andrew filed a claim. He prepared to subpoena the bank. We were going to court. I wasn't scared. I was ready. Around the same time, I got an unexpected email from a local boutique owner, Tessa Mitchell. She'd found my online graphic design portfolio and wanted a logo for her new store. I said yes. I'd been taking online classes for months, squeezing in design assignments between bank shifts. But this was my first real project. Tessa loved my initial drafts. My instructor raved about my work. I started getting more inquiries. For the first time in years, I felt like I was building something for me. David found out about the lawsuit. He left a furious voicemail. "You're tearing this family apart. Drop it or you'll regret it." Then Mom called, begging, guilt-tripping. "We can work it out as a family," she said. "You're being too sensitive." I told her no. Calm, clear, final. Evan went to social media, calling me jealous, saying I was attacking the family. But the comments turned on him. People asked who paid for the BM. Locals sided with me. Justin showed me the posts.
"He's digging his own grave," he said. I believed it.
3 weeks later, I sat in a courtroom, calm, focused. Andrew presented our case. Grandma's letter, the trust documents, the bank emails all laid out methodically. David's lawyer tried to spin it as family decisions. The judge wasn't convinced. She ruled in my favor. David had violated his fiduciary duty. He was ordered to repay the full $250,000 plus $30,000 in penalties. I felt a wave of relief. It wasn't just the money. It was Grandma's voice, echoing in that courtroom. Fight for it. 2 months later, I moved into my own home, a 2-bedroom cottage in Burlington. Bright, quiet, mine. I framed Tessa's logo in my studio. New clients came in. My instructor connected me to an agency. I was living the life Grandma wanted for me. Justin and I planned a small wedding in the park. Simple, warm, filled with people who saw me. Evan was nowhere in sight. His money had vanished in a scam. The BMW was gone. David lost his job. His reputation, ruined. Mom was alone. She called again, but I didn't answer. As I stood in my home, sunlight streaming in, I looked at a photo of Grandma. Her eyes, fierce and kind, seemed to say, "You did it, Sadie. This wasn't just about a lawsuit or a stolen trust. It was about reclaiming my worth. About proving that I was never invisible. I didn't just win in court, I built a new life. One where I was seen. One where I stood tall." So, if you've ever felt overlooked or used, remember, you're stronger than they know. And if they doubt you, tell them to ask your worthy brother.